Big hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to Gaming Nest News, where we like video games almost as much as I like coffee. One sec. That's good. Anyway, hi, my name is Richard Jellison, and once again I am hosting our program. This week, we have a lot of submissions, so let's get this show underway. First up, we have Project Supervillain dunking on a game that really deserves the abuse, Anthem. Take it away, boys.
Sup everyone, we're your hosts from Project Supervillain, taking over the news segment once again here at GNN. We're your hosts. I'm Mark Drifter.
And I'm Killboss.
Today, the news segment we've got for you guys is a rant video on Anthem / BioWare / that whole conundrum. For the past 2 and odd years, we've seen this game's hype go from here down to and then some, because the game was just handled so incorrectly by BioWare and EA, and well, we're just gonna have to get into that. Let's do it.
Alright. So, first things first, what a fucked up launch that was. That is going to go down in history as one of the worst video game launches of all time. So piss poor. Nothing that we were promised was there from release, which is a huge problem that, as we can see, still persists with a lot of AAA games today. Release it now, fix it later mentality. Absolutely terrible. Look what it's led to this. This is an early grave for this game right here.
And everybody saw this coming. I mean, obviously this was 2 years ago now. So this is kind of old news, but we're going to get you guys up to date on what the hell happened with Anthem. We're going to bring you guys up to speed with pretty well the timeline of Anthem's shitty history, so let's keep going.
There was also the very clear degradation of every aspect of this game. Anything that was of quality in the trailers and the pre-release footage was totally nullified when the game came out. Nothing looked as good, it didn't sound as good, it didn't play anywhere near as good, it was so boring, nothing exciting was happening. A lot of the animated set pieces and things like that just didn't move. Again, so piss poor, not at all what we were expecting, what we were showing. It was completely different.
There was very little content offered to, like, in general, and I know you touched on that, but
fucking nothing.
On top of that, they had a very poor loot system. It was pretty well a disaster, and there's so many issues on launch, like an embarrassing low player count, just tons of stuff. And then all of this stuff pretty well led to the first month a failure, a big failure, and you saw the game's price drop reflect that. It would pretty much drop to like $10 after the first month, which is damn well unheard of for any game.
Right? Yeah, like especially in the release window, they want to keep it at full price and get all those release bucks in there, and it's just like, oh shit, Anthem's on sale for like 50% off, fuck me.
No, that was messed up. So at this point, we start to see the leadership drop, people start jumping ship, and that trend continues to this day, honestly.
The idea was to make the game better, and they just scrapped all the plans for that because they basically felt like they couldn't commit to it. And they weren't going to, now it's evident. I really doubt the roadmap would have done much anyways. This game had a lot of fundamental issues. It was a looter shooter, for example, and it was lacking the thing that a looter shooter needs. You need loot, and it didn't have loot, and people were complaining about that. They were pissed about it. It was a very well-known thing that this game had a serious loot issue, whether you were getting shit loot that was not fun, it was really boring stuff, or you were getting loot that you shouldn't have been getting at the time. They just had complete problems with how loot was distributed, how you acquire it. It was a disaster, and it made it feel so lacking because you're either getting boring things or things you shouldn't have been getting. Not good. They did not sort that out.
And you guessed it, all the great loot was locked behind a paywall. So go check out the store if you want to get all the extra cool stuff that you actually want in-game.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Yeah, so a completely egregious monetary system that also just added to the horrible, horrible nature of this game. Yep. Just generally, this game altogether was just a big pile of garbage. And all the good stuff, if you could argue that it's even good, was locked behind that goddamn paywall. So you just had to pay more and more money if you wanted to have a good experience with this game, which is just such a classic EA thing.
move, yeah.
It's just stop it. Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, the absolutely embarrassing quality of the updates and the content drops that came out. Like, I mean, who could have seen that killing a game? Again, when you have no content, then you promise to add some and get people all hyped up, and then it comes out and it's, again, absolutely piss poor, no effort put in. Does anybody remember the Cataclysm? Huh? The Cataclysm? It's just like, here, put on these blue glasses and play the game.
You know what's great?
It's the same experience.
What's great about that is they showed off a really cool trailer that actually inspired a little bit of hype in some of us. With the wind blowing, lightning striking, it actually looked like a pretty cool storm to be in. But then the content dropped, and like you said, it's just put on a blue pair of sunglasses, not even, and it's just.
You got the same experience.
It's not. It was not good. So
it was not good.
So like the Cataclysm was horrible. Any other update that they had pretty well was horrible too. Like there was one where they straight up started removing content that people not necessarily enjoyed, but the fact that they're removing stuff isn't good either. The game should be adding more and more, not removing things from it. So.
That was the whole thing. Like, they started adding Elysian caches to basically try to distribute the loot more evenly and get you some more exciting stuff. And yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was a little bit better. And then, of course, they get positive response from the community. Fucking chuck that idea.
And so that leads us to today. I mean, well, not today, but the past week, we finally got news that their next project that they've been hyping up, saying, hey, we're going to redo Anthem and just build it up from the ground, and it's going to be great. We promise you guys. So many promises. Well, they just decided to scrap it because Anthem Next has officially been canceled.
Yeah.
Go check out Anthem's official Twitter. You can actually see the official page there. They put an announcement out. Essentially, yeah, they don't have any faith in the game anymore. Obviously, they probably should have lost that a long time ago, but they didn't, and they kept pushing on, and I feel bad for the people that worked on this game, really.
Yep, they just basically closed up shop, said fuck you to everyone that worked there, and also fuck you to the people that paid money for the game. You're all shit out of luck. We'll see you next release. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
And fuck you, EA. For real, man. That's not cool.
How many times can we say fuck you in this episode? I wonder.
I don't know.
But seriously, it's horrible to see that this kind of thing happen with a AAA quality game that was hyped up by a developer that used to have such a good reputation, but now they're completely a shell of what they used to be. BioWare is not BioWare anymore, guys. Just keep in mind that whenever you buy the next Mass Effect, which I know I'm going to, that it's not made by the guys that made the OG. I hate the fact that I'm going to buy it. I hate the fact that I love Mass Effect so much because it's made by them.
Yep, I know. That's the thing. It just sucks. BioWare is not the same team they used to be. The passion is gone, and so is the fire. It's basically just an empty shell of a puppet that EA has stuck their hands inside, and they are controlling it. They are pulling the strings now.
But they pulled too many strings, and now all the strings have fallen out.
That's
like,
right, and we can see.
Intestines.
That's right, we can see what's inside of that fuck puppet. So be very cautious whenever you're buying any titles from EA or BioWare. Again, it's not like we really enjoy talking shit about these companies like this, but sometimes, you know, when these practices get out of hand, as gamers, we do gotta say something. It's the stuff that we love. We love to indulge our time in this sort of thing. We invest ourselves into it, so we gotta say we have to say something when it's not working out. When somebody else is exploiting the whole system, we gotta say something.
It's a passionate topic for us guys, and always will be, because we want to see our games just do well, always. And we want everybody in the gaming community to be happy with the games that they want to play. And there shouldn't be issues like this. There really shouldn't be developers and publishers having these issues where they want to monetize the game in egregious ways, and they're not getting content done in time, or they're promising things that aren't getting out. Why is this a thing? Just enough. It all doesn't need to happen. It can stop.
It's because money. That's the end.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So, unfortunately, I don't think their behavior is going to change anytime soon, but as long as you say something, you have a chance of forcing that change. So again, don't be afraid to say, to say the things that you need to say, even if they don't sound too nice sometimes. And the unfortunate thing, too, is that this sort of behavior is becoming patternistic of EA and current BioWare. You know, there's been a lot of, well, we can't support Mass Effect Andromeda anymore, even though it's fucked. So, because, you know, we're making Anthem now, so we're going to go focus on that. We can't focus on Anthem anymore, even though it's fucked, because we're going to go focus on our new Mass Effect titles. Starting to become a pattern here, and it's not a good one.
Yeah, and where's Dragon Age fit into all that? Who knows?
Probably somewhere down the line of, well, we know Dragon Age is fucked, but...
And they just need to fucking quit it. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
Give me a hell yeah in the comments if I'm right. And if you guys want to support us, make sure you go check out our stream at twitch.tv/ProjectSuperVillain, because that's going to be it for today's show. We're going to be taking off here. Oh yeah, one more thing. We actually also did a gaming and music award show on our channel, and we would really appreciate your support going and checking that out. So just go to Project Supervillain on either YouTube or Facebook, look for the skull, and click the Gamma show. That's a really long video that we worked really hard on. Busted our asses. But that's going to be it for today's segment, guys, so we'll see y'all next week.
All right. Peach out.
Thank you, Arc Drifter and Killboss, for your regular segment. It sucks that a respectable name like BioWare is being dragged through the mud like it has been, but nobody we care about from the games industry is working there anymore, so I mean, they haven't even done that for a long time anyway. So I guess we can let EA have their corpse and eat it too. But on the flip side, we have a recap of the most recent Sony State of Play that Wilden is bringing it to us. Wilden, the stage is yours.
Howdy y'all, Wilden here, coming in with some PlayStation news of what's been happening this week. PlayStation coming out with their State of Play, announcing a few smaller independent titles. No big updates on any of the ones people were been most hyped about, as far as like God of War, Horizon, or anything like that. But we got some interesting announcements nonetheless. Oddworld, the new Oddworld Soulstorm, is coming to PlayStation 5 for free in April if you have a PlayStation 5 and a PS Plus. Also, they announced that Kenna, which is probably like the indie game that's hyped up the most out of this thing, it kind of looks like a little bit like Pixar, is coming out August 24th. And then the big announcement at the end that they had was that Final Fantasy Remake's gonna get an update called Final Fantasy Remake Integrate, because that's Square Enix, and they like adding more names and words on top of their titles and make it as long as possible. And yeah, so that means that Final Fantasy VII Remake is getting a PS5 update. But there are some catches to this. One is that you have to already own Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4 to get the update to the PS5, but you can get it for free. Or you can wait if you haven't played Final Fantasy VII and get the full upgrade version as like a separate purchase. The other interesting thing here too is they're adding an extra episode that stars Yuffie, which seems to take place during a certain portion of the regular game, and that's going to be an additional cost even if you get the free upgrade from PS4 to PS5. I know it's a lot confusing, a lot of stuff happening, and even to add a little bit more confusion to the whole thing, this month, March, Final Fantasy VII Remake is actually free on PlayStation Plus, so you can actually play it right now. The catch is, though, that the free upgrade and all that doesn't come out till June, and if you decide to get the Final Fantasy VII Remake through the PS Plus, you're not allowed to use that for your free upgrade to the PS5, so you still would have had to purchase the game regardless to get that free PS5 upgrade. So if you're like a big fan or something like that, you haven't played this yet for a particular reason, you could potentially get this game for free on PS Plus, but then you would have to buy the entire game again later to get the full PS5 version of it. But also, PlayStation's got a couple more games coming out on PS Plus as well. A new PS5 game that's like a puzzler of sorts is really cool. They have a VR game as well. And they have another like kind of single player but co-op story-based game all coming out on PS Plus this month. So they have 5 games coming out. And again, even though this whole Final Fantasy thing is confusing, that's like the major title that's coming out. And the fact that they're putting a title that just came out a year ago on the PS4 and putting it on the PlayStation Plus already for free is kind of a big deal. It shows where PlayStation is going and what they're thinking about the future, that we can expect PlayStation Plus to start really ramping up now. Maybe even as a result of Game Pass to add a little more oomph to PlayStation's side of things with their streaming subscription services. But yeah, PlayStation's shifting gears, kicking rear, guys. I'm sure there'll be more news for them coming in the future. In the meantime, stay with Gaming Nest News, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
Deathloop is probably going to be one of my favorite games of the year. And the more I hear about it, the more I want to take some of these trick shots and turn them into clips and share them online. And speaking of some clips, if you're ready, willing, and able, and you have some kind of OBS or Shadowplay or even Windows Movie Maker, you can capture and create a clip. We want these clips and highlights and things like that to show off what our viewers and community can create. You can take these videos and send them to info@nesthq.online. That's info@nesthq.online. I'll personally go through each and every submission, and if it's a good one, I'll put it in our run a show. And leading into our next submission, we have new correspondent Avius diving in to some recent Valorant news. Avius, let's see what you got.
What's up, y'all? It's Avius here to talk to you about Riot's tactical shooter, Valorant. The game has had a crazy week, with massive updates and content that affect the casual and the competitive sides equally. With the release of a new character, tournaments around the globe, and the reveal of their first LAN, Valorant is everywhere. Let's recap the news and talk about what comes next.
You can tell a person's character by their face.
Valorant's newest agent, Astra, boasts a kit that is more unique than any so far. She's equipped with a set of cosmic abilities that include smokes, a concussive blast, and a gravity well that pulls in unsuspecting foes and debuffs them with fragile, making them easy pickings for Astra's team.
Do a stun up.
They're stunned, holy.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
But Astra's most exciting feature is her ult, Cosmic Divide. As the name suggests, Astra lays down a wall across the map, blocking bullets and projectiles and muffling sounds. The new agent released this week, alongside the rest of Act 2, giving Valorant players a whole new set of goodies to unlock. But even more noteworthy is the patch that came with it, which included nerfs to the Stinger and Frenzy that were dominating the meta. The Frenzy saw a 100 credit price increase from 400 to 500, preventing players from buying it in light armor on pistol rounds, bringing it even with its long range, more accurate counterpart, the Ghost. The Frenzy got off easy though if you compare it to its distant cousin. The cost-effective SMG saw a similar nerf with a price increase of 100 credits, but also had its combat stats hit as well. With a decreased fire rate and an increase to the recoil and inaccuracy, the Stinger is most likely dead and gone.
Ah! Reload's taking too long.
The nerfs to the two guns came just in time, with the third Challengers event being played on the new patch. Pro teams around the world are competing in regional tournaments to secure their spot to the Masters stage.
Cutler just trying to find the kill of the ring around the Rosie, but it's all up to Cutler here, and you're out of time. You gotta run.
That third Challengers event starts soon here in the States, with North American teams getting to battle it out starting Thursday. 100 Thieves, TSM, and T1 are looking to correct after a very disappointing start to 2021, while teams like FaZe and Luminosity are wanting to permanently break into the upper echelons of North American Valorant. The event's notably missing Cloud9, who were toppled by T1 in the qualifiers.
But as soon as he dropped, they went right back to A. They don't really have a choice to go elsewhere, and Spider's there to greet him. A flawless round. Nice shots from Spider with the Blade Storm to take care of business.
Instead, we'll see Da Hunka Bonkulus, say that 5 times fast, an orgless roster who is looking to upset the competition and book their ticket to the first North American Masters, and challenge the already qualified Immortals, Sentinels, Xset, and Envy in mid-March. As I said, events like this are happening all over the world, so if North American orgs aren't your cup of tea, feel free to check out your region's Challenger events and see who you want to root for. It's now more important than ever to pick sides, because Riot has announced the first international competition for Valorant later this year. Following the second set of Challenger series, Masters 2 will head to Reykjavik, Iceland. In tandem with the League of Legends mid-season invitational, the second Masters will be the first chance for national pride to be put to the test in the world of future Earth. The location was chosen thanks to Iceland's amazing handling of the coronavirus so far, and I'm so excited to see the different teams face off. The different metas that have developed in every region will make for an extremely interesting competition. Unless one region's meta is just better than all the others and it becomes a one-horse race. That wouldn't be great, but let's just hope that's not the case. The event will look much like Worlds did for League last year, with teams and staff present, but fans won't be in attendance. Riot hopes to be able to bring them back soon, but for right now, we're all stuck watching at home. At the very least, we get to see the players on stage though, and we might even get to see a couple of pop-offs. As for now, make sure you stay tuned at Nest HQ, follow us on our socials, and subscribe to the YouTube page in case you miss any episodes. Now we're going to send it back to our host, but I look forward to seeing y'all next week. Bye.
Alright, look. I'll level with you here. We need you to send in some clips. That's right. Clips. Send in your best highlights to info@nesthq.online, and it'll appear here in this next section.
Roll clip!
It's obvious.
Oh, this is a wingsuit challenge. I mean, it'll probably be fine on a snowboard.
You should have told me it was.
Hey, this is a wingsuit challenge.
Are you just trying to get it for gold, or?
Well, I mean, yeah, ideally that's what you want to do.
Well, I mean, you keep doing it. That's what I'm asking. What you're doing.
I've already got it. I'm just having fun. Does anyone know what the point request for gold is?
8,200.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I don't know how I'm gonna get that.
Really?
The best I got was 34 so far.
My high score is 32,000. Just ride as close to the ground and walls as possible.
That's what I'm trying to do.
If you do both at the same time, you get bonus.
I'm terrible at this.
Need to be more careful.
You can stop worrying about grenade.
Yeah. Come on. There we go. Oh no!
Oh no!
I gotta do
Whatever
that and make it through the circle? Fuck.
Oh yeah, that's the hard part. Getting through the end circle. I fucked it up that way like 80 times.
Good thing I had my helmet on. Damn it. Christian, do you see my wingsuit?
Want to get at least 40 thou.
There we go.
You got it?
I think so.
I always knew you could do it, Bubba.
I did it. I think that's going to be about it for this week. A big thank you to PSV and Wilden and Avius for our videos, and remember to follow us on social media. We have links below and in the corners of our screen, so give us a like and a follow and maybe even a subscribe if you're feeling a little spicy, so you can get all the latest news and updates on our broadcasts, tournaments, and other content. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you next week.